Hello. So I want to share something else I've been working on. This one is actually for my wife, who sells digital and physical products under a brand name, and she uses Etsy, and she wants to eventually transition into her own store, and it was how we could deliver that, given how SureCart natively handles download links. And I'll do a bit of a discussion about that first. I think some of this is changing with Variants Manager coming to SureCart soon, but I just wanted to share what I've done to get around that. And in testing, it's worked fine. Done a small few test linked products, and it's worked brilliantly. So I thought I'd share it, show you how it all works, explain why I created it, and yeah, so that you can see what's possible. So here we have a digital file item in this test store. It's got a name, description, two price IDs. In this case, you get a PDF for $7.99 and a PSD for $20. Now, in the case of these, I'm not actually using PDFs. I'm using PDFs for both of them. It's mainly for ease. I've got some featured images here, actually my wife's featured images. And I've got two download links here, PDF and PSD. And for those of you who have tried to do this before, you will immediately know what the problem is. You buy the PDF version, you're getting both these downloads. So you need to have two separate products if you want to separate like that currently. Now, that wouldn't look exactly right. You want to give people an option when they're making a purchase to select. It makes more sense. It feels more intuitive than having two separate listings. So the other issue I have with the native downloads for large files, and some of these are very large, 200, 300 megabytes in size, I wouldn't really want them in my WordPress dashboard, and they're too big to store large quantities of them in the secure storage that comes with SureCart. So you store them as a link, but the problem with a link is it's not editable. You have to remove it and re-add it if you want to edit it, which is great if it's a permanent place and you're just FTPing up, or even necessarily Google Drive if you're using Google Drive Transfer and constantly replacing the file. But if there's any chance that the file name changes, you've got to remove it and re-add it, and it's not quite as intuitive as it being native. So that's our product. So what I'm going to do straight away is I'm going to delete these. We don't need them. We know how this works. You get access to both of them if you purchase this product. I'm going to remove downloads completely, and I'm going to save this product. So we now have our product here. And what we're going to do, we're going to go to WP Codebox and make sure this is on. So this is the plugin. It should be now on. And what we're going to do now is we're going to make a purchase. So I'm going to purchase this digital file, and I'm going to buy the PSD version. So before we do that, though, I want to just add something to the dashboard, which is a short code for our file link dashboard downloads. If I put this right at the top, I think. So I want to call it file download. Let's call it, I don't know, downloads in this case, just to distinguish it between everything else. Actually, link download is probably better so that we can see that it's here. We understand what it's part of. So if we take a quick look at our dashboard, you'll see here we get link dashboard, link downloads. You don't have any downloads, and we have our normal SureCart dashboard here. So now I'm going to buy this. So buy the PSD version. If I buy this now, if I go to our dashboard, you'll see here we've got our PSD. If we push the download, we open our PDF version of the file. And the reason that is because the file link's wrong. So if I was to copy a link, then go over to our dashboard and update our link. So this is our PSD. You can see here it's got the PDF link in it. If we changed it to the PSD link, went back to our dashboard and push download, Helps if we refresh our dashboard. We get our PSD file. So that's why it was built, predominantly to allow you to do that quite easily, quite simply. This works like a lot of my other mappers. You give it a friendly name, which is what displays in the dashboard. So this is our friendly name. So this is our PSD download file. There's our mapping. Then it's got the price ID, which comes from our digital file. Price ID for these two options. And then you've got your link. In my case, they're stored on Google Drive. They are just two plain PDFs with, this is our PSD, this is our PDF to download. So we refresh our dashboard here and we've instantly refreshed our download name. So for example, let's say you have a whole load of planners and you update them on a yearly basis, you buy it once and you get all of the feature versions. It's a lifetime deal. You can do that across all of your planners quite quickly just by changing that date. Even quicker if you were to go through the database and do it through the database using a query or some update. And the good thing about this is all stored as user meta against the individual user, just like any other WordPress data. So it's entirely queryable as well. If you wanted to query this and stick this in bricks, for example, you could query that user meta and display something only to people who have this access to this particular file. So by doing it this way, you have that query ability and that ability to customize how that works. Maybe you want to offer an upgrade price to people who already own a version of this file. You could query against that and only display the upgrade banner for those who are logged in who have access to this particular file. So there's a lot you can do with it once you have it in the user meta and you begin to work with it. But to me, it's better than the all or nothing you get with the current SureCart downloads and the way it handles external links, which, given the fact that there's 10 gigabytes per store, when you're doing with large files, external links are equally as important as the secure storage, and you want to make them as intuitive and easy to edit as possible. So this is why I designed this for my wife, to allow her to sell her files when we eventually get around to building her shop. I thought I'd share it. As I say, I suspect there'll be changes to how this works or what I need this to do once variation is released, and how that actually looks when it's done. But I thought I'd share. I thought I'd show you what it looks like and one of the options that's available to you if you want to do something similar. Thanks for watching.